Good morning to you. It's 39 degrees Fahrenheit right now. A few folks over across the pond, that's about 4 degrees Celsius. A little chilly, but it's going to warm up through the day. Today, I'm going to make these doors. I did finally settle on something. I'm going to use vertical tongue and groove pine, and I'll trim it with pine, square stalk pine around the edge. It'll be hinged, this one will be hinged here so it opens this way. This one hinged here so it opens, they'll both open against the jack. So just for ease of access, I think I had mentioned that, you want so that you can easily get in there. With the door here, even though, so I have gained back a little bit of weight. I fell off the wagon, I guess you could say. A chocolate got the better of me. Or two. So anyway, I need to run to the lumber yard, pick up some pine and tongue and groove pine, and I'll be right back, and we'll build it. Inside, probably. Well, I'm back $250 later. It was, I haven't bought a bucket of screws for a long time, but $80 for that. The hinges, I got these safety hasps to secure the door. It's a swivel, so I can lock it just by turning it, or use a padlock or some sort of a locking device. Hinges, I tried to find hinges that were the same color. Couldn't do it. The same color as the hasp. So I'm going to paint, excuse me. I'm going to paint those. And I got square stock 1x4 also. And somebody else mentioned, hey Ken, what's up with the hammer? Fiberglass handle and everything. Where is the S-twing? This S-twing, I've had this for 25, 30 years. I'll put it back in, switch out the hammers. So let's go inside and we'll get to making stuff. First I'll have to come out and just get my door measurements, make sure the opening is square and all that stuff. When making a door, you have to make sure that everything is square, equal and everything. So what I'm dealing with for width, 17. Then I always do a diagonal. 55 and a 16th. 55 and an 1/8. So we're off a 16th inch. That's, for me, that's totally acceptable. It should be both doors are identical. 17. 55 and 55. So the opening is 17, just under 52 and a half, 52 and 9, 7. 50, basically 52 and 7/16. So 17 by 52 and 7/16. We'll go inside and figure what we're going to do for cuts and so on. So this is not to scale, but just so I can figure out exactly what I want to do. The rough opening height is 52 and a half. The width is 17. So now we have to figure, I want to decrease the actual door size less than the width. So I'm going to deduct a total of 3/8 of an inch. So that means 52 and an 1/8 is the height. 16 and 5/8 will be the width. That's interesting. Height, width. Why isn't it height and width? It's not, I guess. Okay, so now I feel comfortable. I can go cut 52 1/8 on the V-groove pine, the tongue and groove pine. So I'll go cut those and bring them in. I may have a problem. The opening is 17 inches. I thought it would be 3 boards wide, but I didn't. I think it's going to be 4, which means another trip to pick up one more board. Because it's rated as 1/6, but the actual amount that you get is not. It's like 5. So I'm only 15 1/4. So I need one more. Field trip. I was going to stain them beforehand, stain all of them, but I think I'm going to do it. My mind's gone blank. I'm going to do it. I'm going to stain it after I build the door. I want to just snug this up because I'm going to have to rip them down, obviously. But I want it compacted so I know what my measurement is. So the measurement I want, 16 5/8. So I'm going to come from the middle. I'll take half of 16 5/8 so that I make them. I'm going to make this the center of the door, and then there'll be a rip out here. So half of 16 5/8 is 8 5/16. That means I'll be ripping at 3 3/16. So I've got to rip these two at 3 3/16. It gets even more complicated because the tongue is on this side of this one. It's on this side also, but it changes what we want to cut. I didn't explain that very well. I'm just going to go cut it, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've ripped both sides. These two are full pieces. These two are rips. And I wanted 16 5/8. That's right on. So let's take this apart for a second. Let me just show you the difference. So this one, because it had the tongue, it's a different width than the groove, with the groove, because they're just, it's on the opposite ends. So you just kind of have to calculate the same measurement out to there, make a mark, same measurement out to there, and make a mark to rip it. So that's what I did. So we have the basic door. Now we need to do the trim. These are the cutoffs from here. I can rip this to the edge of the shoulder here and use this as a trim piece on the long sides, both sides. And then I'll have to make up, just rip out some out of square stock pine, the top and bottom pieces. So that just saves a little bit of money by utilizing that. So I'll go rip these and make some pieces. Point of interest, when you're running the piece through and you're getting ready to switch to the chicken stick, make sure you keep this piece moving, because if you stop, it will tend to give a burn mark on the saw blade. Just a little point of interest. The next decision, which I guess I've already decided, is which side do you want facing out? Do you want the smooth side, or do you want it with the extra bead in the center? So these are going to go on the face of the door. And so I went with the longer ones, top and bottom this way. Normally the side pieces would go all the way up and down, but I need these for strength. That's why I'm doing that. So it can go all the way out and I can get really good screws into the ends. All right, so lining that up so it's perfectly flush both sides. And I'm running it in reverse to remount this side so it won't split. At least that's my goal. Okay. Perfect. I'm going to do a pattern of one higher and one lower. I'll do that all the way across, just to make it look pretty. I think I'm going to do 3 in these larger pieces. Okay, now I'll just do the same on the other end. They're all screwed together on that end. Yeah, I like that a lot more than the wider band part. So now I need to cut a piece across here and here. And I've already ripped them out of the leftover pieces. 48 7/8. 48 7/8. I like that. Let's go cut them. I'll go cut them. I'll be right back. All right. Let's see. I'll put these in place, then flip it over and screw them in. Okay, I'm not done yet, but I'm pretty anxious just to go see how it looks. I like that. I like the looks of that. Let's go see if it fits in the door opening. I'm so excited to see this, see if it fits. All right. Wow. So it's just set loosely in there. Still have to mount the hinges. I like that. It will be spaced like that. Oh yeah, good. Okay. So because it's cool outside, I need to stain them in here where it's warm. I turned the heat up a little bit. So this will be a little different because the clapboards, I rolled all of them using a brush, so it's a little bit different application. I'll put one coat on and see what it looks like after it's dry to see if it needs a second one. I'm thinking the brush might be a little heavier. So I'll get one coat on the face basically, and then after it's all dry and I'm satisfied with it, I'll stain the back. I'm really happy with the way the door turned out. I think it's going to be really nice. And I like that size width with that extra bead. I am excited to get these doors on because that is just going to set I think it's going to make a huge difference in how the tiny house looks. All right, I'll hit the other door, and then we're good to let it dry. Furnace is coming on. I'm going to set this door first. I've made ripped a piece of scrap 2x to come flush straight across and a 3/16 shim, so it will automatically set the door 3/16 of an inch above this. After I've installed the door, then I'll put in a weather stripping all the way around there. So, let me go get the door, see if it fits. Look at that. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Nice. Oh, I like that. The door is still slightly wet. And it has begun. One screw. I like that. That looks great. Okay, I'll screw that off the rest of the way. Then we'll put the other door in. Wow. Okay, I'll get the other door. We'll put that on. All right. I love it. Wow. Nice. All right. I'm going to mount the locking hasp, and I'm going to put the locking part out here in the doorway. I made a mark right there so it matches the hinges. So there's some debate going on whether the door should be this color or the entry door color. I would value your opinion. You could let me know. It might help in persuading us one way or the other. I like it this way, but I think the colored would be nice as well. Hopefully they gave me some extra screws. Nope, they didn't. I'll have to get a magnet out. I don't want this right out in the middle of the road. Driveway, I mean. Some of these screws, they didn't clean out the where the Phillips bit goes in, and it's not, they're not sitting very well. Okay, that'll work. Good. Oh, they did give us extra. This part took 4, so I thought this was going to take 4. It only takes 3. Okay, 1 screw left over and 1 on the ground. I guess I'll go hunting for that. So I ran the magnet around and I found the screw that I dropped. I ran it over there. This would be interesting. I mean, I just finally got around to it. When I was working on the tiny house, a couple of screws fell off into this deep stuff and I never could find it. So I finally ran the magnet and I found some pretty good tire flatteners and the end of a drill bit that broke off when I was drilling the frame. So that was successful. We're good. Well, that's going to wrap up this video for today. I'll just do a quick fly around of the drone. We'll see what it looks like from just a little higher elevation. See if I can go all the way around without crashing into a tree. By the way, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe if you're not a subscriber, share it, watch it again. Thanks. And have a great day. Have a great day. See you later. Thanks for watching.